Hey everyone, my name is Simpsy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Medieval 2 Total War Definitive Edition here today on the channel. We're back on the SSHIP submod playing as England, and here today we're defending ourselves against the French. And we're continuing with the 100 Years' War. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. I'd really much appreciate it. Alrighty, welcome back to this hardcore series. It's episode 8. So far, we've managed to unite the entirety of the United Kingdom fully under our control. After doing so, we had enough strength and power to push into northern France. And in doing so, we kind of encircled the French a little bit, taking a lot of rebel territories under our control. We did have an alliance with them. They attacked us. Potentially it was due to some failed negotiations we had with them, because we wanted this castle here. We wanted Angers or Angers. I managed to go through and actually learn a lot of the French pronunciations because some of the butchering is great, not just only for the English but also the French as well, of course. So I'll go through and give it a re-crack. But just to recap this series so far, we were trying to negotiate. I was happy to give them Gand up in Belgium. That's probably wrong. We haven't got started on Belgium and Dutch words Dutch words just yet. So they refused. It kind of made our relations so-and-so. Early in the campaign, I did a pretty shrewd move. I gave them Angers for an alliance, which is a pretty decent castle in the south. It did show our goodwill, but it only allowed us to have an alliance for 50 turns, which is not too bad. The thing is, I couldn't justify keeping any troops down here. We just simply didn't have them. I needed to secure Normandy and Rouen more, so that's why I essentially gave it to them. So we're pushing here now into Angers. That's how you say it. I think I said that. I think I got that one right, but I just went with Angers because I don't know. I just read it as that. I don't know any French. Didn't learn it. But yeah. So a couple of words. So Angers, Rouen, Troyes, like Troyes is like Troyes. What was some of the other ones? Oh, that was it. De Bleu. It's not De Bolus. You guys were having a laugh. I've never heard it pronounced out loud in ages. But yeah, it's De Bleu. So we've got a De Bleu attacking Angers. Oh god. Alright, so we shouldn't lose this battle. Shouldn't be too difficult. The auto resolves are just so harsh in this mod, so we're going to have to manually play it. But still continuing upon our long victory conditions of 40 regions. We need Paris, we need Paris, and Jerusalem. So, surging in here. This is actually a proper decent castle. We haven't fought in this castle blueprint in quite some time. I think when they got those drum towers and the walls, it's like a tier 2 settlement. We fight a lot of wooden castles like earlier in the series. But also, I did read some comments over the last couple of parts. Sometimes you guys were saying there was actually a audio desync. It was actually, I think I don't know what it is with this mod. I think it's how it's set out. For example, you don't see it normally when I play, but when I'm playing normally, you don't see my cursor be like really dark. For some reason in the recording, it actually makes it dark, and I don't know what that is. I think it's got to do with how it's loaded this mod. It's a little bit surprising. Anyway, here is the territory we control. We're still getting attacked up in Gand again. We've already destroyed 2 full stacks. We've managed to hold Paris. And also, I did have a couple questions about the succession as well, because I don't know too much about this period. I didn't study it in history. So essentially, Prince Stephen de Bleu was probably meant to have died already. He's quite old. So they essentially make Henry king after him. So it's interesting. So technically, in this French Civil War, the de Bleu line is currently fighting their cousins. Well, maybe even There's even a connection closer with the Plantagenet French line, as like ethnic French bits in them as well. But there are currently active de Bleu cousins fighting in the field for France, which is quite funny. Alright, so down in Poitiers, we have Gregory of Kent. He's been married into the line. We'll eventually move him to, well, Kent. Norwich is the castle in that East Anglia region. We're 63 turns into the campaign, and man, I am thoroughly enjoying this mod. I love the slow, methodical approach. You have to be really cautious about where you spend your construction and recruitment. Like, you actually care about your generals, and the family tree is fantastic as well. I love it. I love it a lot. Also, it really helps out with my arm/hand injury as well. It's like nice and slow because I'm still dealing with a lot of nerve pain in my arm, and the battles aren't so micro heavy, so maybe I need to play more of these older Total Wars. But yeah, no, this is really sort of re-sparked my interest in Medieval 2, and particularly, well, modding Medieval 2. So we do have to be a little bit cautious here because we've got a lot of units in the field, particularly when it's winter. Unfortunately, I don't know what's happened, but I think France has let a lot of plagues go about the place. I'm pretty sure France have been excommunicated. We did have to burn a couple of turns because the Pope is essentially French and French-backed, which is super interesting. He was super helping their aggression by telling us to stop attacking them earlier in the series, but due to how much the French threw, and we won our incredibly close defensive sieges, I guess it was sort of untenable to hold the position of backing the hostile and aggressive French in this one. Okay, so Gregory slowly but surely gaining some renown, but at the moment we haven't really got any absolutely chatted, absolutely goated high tier commanders. I feel like we're maybe it's a lot harder to gain command stars in this mod. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still very much learning. I haven't played Stainless Steel in 8 years. I think it was something crazy that I looked. There was even comments like, "Oh my god, you're terrible at this game." Bro, I haven't played in like 8 years. I've never actually played SSHIP. I feel like there's always a bit of a learning curve when you get back into mods. The thing is as well, I play so many mods for Total War, and each one of them is vastly different. Sometimes they simply just balance the units, or you need to, sometimes it's like normal, it's like perfectly balanced for a decent hard campaign. But so far, on the harder difficulties, this is definitely where the mod shines. Absolutely. But also, I feel like the really good units, like you need like 2-3 of them if you're in a really tricky situation. The thing is, if you get caught out or surprised attacked in the open field, like 3-4 decent knights and spearmen, if you like armored units, if you can play them well and not be an idiot. That's a French word for you. If you're not a fool with them tactically, you should be able to pull out a win. Okay. Oh, we've managed to get rid of the captain there. So now we're starting to take some of their smaller castles, which is vital to cut off their recruitment capacity. I do think that they have kind of, I don't know, thrown in this series the French a bit. They didn't conquer enough rebel territory quick enough. Alright, so Orleans is now fallen. Poitiers is currently not so happy, so we're going to have to restructure some of our settlements. We're going to have to like bring units down and around to sort of help it. They have a lot of units just like hanging about here. Robert the Farmer. He's a pretty decent commander. There's a small army threatening Normandy. We have Prince Omri. Oh wait, they stopped attacking in Gand. Interesting. Yeah, I think when the Spanish took... I think, look, the two Spanish factions pushed over into southern France. It kind of stopped them. So we got Reims here, or Rouen. I still want peace. So, like, I would give them Orleans for peace if they would accept. Because at the moment, we're really going to struggle to hold some of this territory. Oh, they're just not interested. I think that's a pretty good deal. I was even going to offer them war compensation of like 6,000. Even though they're the aggressors. But to be fair, we currently hold Paris. Which they think they might be able to take. Well, I'm going to move Baldwin de Bleu. Which is Prince Stefan's firstborn son. Okay, if we do it with a knight attack, that's not going to work. We do outnumber them. We might actually be able to get rid of Prince Omri. Finally. We did knock him out earlier in the series, but unfortunately we had a game crash, so we had to reload and replay it. And then he ultimately escaped, which is rather unfair. But yeah, I'd highly recommend this mod. Go check it out on ModDB. Stainless steel SSHIP. But yeah, definitely with your guys' support, it's been absolutely fantastic. We're definitely going to do more Medieval 2 SSHIP on the channel. I don't know who I should play as next. Should I play as the Romans? I always tend to play as them. They actually, I don't know how difficult it is. I don't know the situation at this point. Do they... I would imagine they oh, it's earlier, so they probably control Constantinople. If they start in Nicaea, things can be a little bit difficult. But here we go. Stefan de Bleu, the merciless, with his firstborn son and heir. Now, unfortunately, looking at the topography of this battlefield, it is nice and flat, but the tree cover is quite insane. And this will be, what, the third or fourth stack crushed. We're not favoured to win this one, so we're just going to try and advance and then hold. We do have 3 units of armoured Norman sergeants. Spears variant, which would be good. Bunch of archers as well. I did read in the comments as well. A lot of you guys were saying the mid to late English archers, and essentially their bowmen, are goated. So I need to look out for them. I remember a chatter, Marcus, said that this is the Dark Souls of Total War. Is it? Is SSHIP that? Oh, my spearmen are getting crushed here now, though. So what we want to try and do is give out some attack orders so we can pin them in place. We just need those reinforcements to smash around in the rear. Now, unfortunately, because we are fighting in the forest, it will reduce our combat efficiency. We are better suited for holding a front line in an open field with our spears and shield, which have really low attack but high defense. But that's not going to work if our archers can't get any shots around. We do have some axemen there. I've been asked if I'm going to play Total War Pharaoh as well. I have no interest. I've had Pharaoh for quite a while. I don't have any interest doing a campaign. I think I've sort of come to the realization that I just don't enjoy Troy, like the base game. Even though the campaign map is an improvement, it's kind of meh when the battles aren't very good. I didn't realize how much I disliked the battles in Troy. And no, I actually know what, I don't know if I do like, the campaign map is smart and sensible, but I don't even know if I like the UI and the campaign map like overly that much anyway. Enough for me to play it. So I enjoyed my Troy campaigns with Achilles and Hector, mostly because of my love for the Iliad and the Odyssey and stuff. I do think the Memnon DLC was probably the best. I actually really enjoyed playing as Memnon. I think that's an underrated Total War DLC where you basically play as an African horde faction in Troy. So that's pretty good. But I've never really had any interest in Bronze Age Egypt, like at all. Let alone the battles not being very good and the campaign map being kind of meh. But hey, never say never. I don't think we're gonna play it anytime soon. There's just so much Total War mods and content to play. Like, I was like, I want to play Medieval 2. I want to go back to 2008 and play State of the Steel. Some people wanted me to play as the Papal States.
Only half the enemy force remains.
I don't know if I don't know. I'd rather play as a kingdom. Okay, so my reinforcements have arrived, but unfortunately a lot of my front line has just simply capitulated. It has swung back to a 50-50 now that my father, Stefan, is now here. I do feel like we've been a little bit lucky with our family members. They have lasted a bit. I'm trying to get the general there, but I can't catch him. So this is a comment from Henry. This is from JB. Henry died without a male heir, leaving no claimant to the throne amongst the House of Normandy. His daughter Matilda, known as the Empress Matilda, as he had been married, as she has been married to the Holy Roman Empire. Oh, right. So technically she was away. Stefan de Bleu fought for the crown during the Civil War. Yeah, I knew that. Called the Anarchy. I don't know if this is like a chat GPT response or he's actually taken the time to write this out. Alright, I've won this now. Let's try and run them down. I do feel like I do tend to see that online now on Twitter and comments and stuff. Just chat GPT responses. Because it's just so good. On his death, the crown would pass to Matilda's son Henry, being the long rule of dynasties in England. The anarchy occurred after Henry's death. So Henry's alive in this. He's currently actively the king. But I think it would have made it a little bit easier, more streamlined if Stefan de Bleu wasn't like 70 now. I don't know when exactly he died. So who should we support? Let me know in the comments. Who are the true rulers? The Plantagenets or the de Bleu? In this series, I don't really know. Do we go back and forth between the two? I don't even know, because I kind of do want to play a little bit like Crusader Kings. Do we go with male preference primogenitor? Do we go with female and male preference through that line? I haven't discovered just yet. I think it's easier to track male preference primogenitor. For example, Henry's now king. If he has a son, he'll inherit. If he has a daughter, it will go to the brother. But hey, this is what monarchical civil wars are all about. Bro, even sometimes it's like, does the the brother of the king also wants to always challenge. Man, I love English history. But a good battle here. We've defended Paris, and I don't even know where these French armies are coming from. Maybe it's spawned. Oh, so we've actually got him here. 6,000 for the ransom. Well, ransom, if they're going to accept, will they? They rejected, and the French prince is no more. I wonder if he was a de Bleu. Alrighty. The French, after losing French knights and soldiers in their thousands, are they still open for peace? As the king has lost the French prince and heir. They are still outright refusing. Why? For 9,000. I'm even paying you war compensation. I guess we chuck in Orleans. We're getting to the point where we're so settlement and castle bloated in France that they just simply might take it back. I just don't know if they're going to accept.
Let's not parle on this. We are done now.
I did read this comment as well. Instead of having just your family, why don't you accept commanders, as they don't join your family tree and are just nobles? No, that's not true in this. As all family members are, all adopted people go into your family tree. So that's what I want to do. So I'm making it a little bit harder family tree wise. I guess that kind of balances with I've turned off that units can't attack without the commander. I don't mind that though. Like, I'm sure there'd be a military commander that would give consent for an army to move out without him. Will I be going back to Starfield anytime soon? No. I think I had a really good run with Starfield. There was a good month where I played like 250 hours or something insane. I did so much content. I thought that game was going to be a lot bigger than what I thought it was. I was expecting, like, even though I've played 250 hours and done everything, I thought that'd be a game that I'd be playing for another 2-3 months. What about Cyberpunk? No, I don't think I'm going to play Cyberpunk. I haven't even, with the DLC, I haven't even played the base game. But yeah, I feel like I played Skyrim a lot more. I feel like the quests weren't as long. I like Starfield. I enjoyed my time with it. But after like a month of binging it, it's sort of just, I don't know, gone through one ear and then out the other. Okay, so far we don't seem to have really any threat. We're just trying to restructure this a better. It's kind of hard though, man. Public order is so harsh. Alright, so Gregory's here. You kind of want to move generals over to help with the public order issues, but then there's always a threat that they could, well, you know, die. Henry, the usurper, now 31, still hanging in London.
Your orders, sire.
Alrighty, so we have managed to stabilize the situation. We've got good public order in Orleans. There's a minor rebellion in France, as always. They love to protest. In Poitiers as well. We're going to try and move some spies around to get some line of sight. So Troyes or Troyes.
Yes, my lord.
They own
without question.
Reims. And they also own another settlement up there. Alright. Well, let's end the turn and continue. Let's see where those armies on the outskirts of Paris and Orleans go. Looks like they're marching back to their own territory. Interesting. Still very much excommunicated though, the French. But so far, in defensive capabilities, we managed to hold the tide. No martial law in Dublin. Build a small church in Brittany. We can do that. Unfortunately, we lost a diplomat to the plague. That's unfortunate. Also, I do think that they've balanced heretics and assassins as well. That was always an annoying thing in Medieval 2. Man, Stay in the Steel is just like so much better than the base game of Medieval 2. Like, I feel like I have played a lot of Medieval 2 over the last 2 years, vanilla-wise. Did a French campaign, did an HRE campaign. I just forget, like, there's so many annoying things. Like, having a slower, well more, like, balanced Medieval 2 experience is just so much better. Also, I did put out a poll saying, like, which is the best Medieval mod. I meant within, like, the historical ones. Not, like, generally. Like, Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones mods are pretty much up there. Of course, of course. Right, bringing some more reinforcements over from England as we're stabilizing now. Everything else is okay up here. Alrighty, so we're 65 turns in. The French still own Clermont. That army has actually moved to Angers. Gregory's nearby to strike. I could move my spy in, as we have found the French king. Because we might be able to attack and get rid of him. Then we might be able to sue for peace. So hang on. Maybe we'll siege that. Oh, we might actually be able to move in. Now, like the spy might be able to open the gates for us. Maybe, maybe not. No, I guess it didn't work, even though he's infiltrated. Damn. Well, Gregory, Plantagenet is now sieging. Oh, that's another thing as well. I can't remember his name. I was going Jeffrey and Gregory. Whatever his damn name is.
Where to, sire? Fleet ready, sire. Set.
Okay, maybe move the ship up there. Okay, Canada's gonna get attacked again. Laverne. Or Laverne. Yeah, they mustn't have too much pieces of territory. Unless they've moved into the Holy Roman Empire sphere of influence. Alright, welcome to the top of the turn. 66 turns in. Oh! The Pope has called a crusade. Seriously? In Halab. I guess this is in northern Syria. Towards Damascus. Alright, looks like we're going to be going on crusade. That's annoying because my military forces are exhausted dealing with the French. Anyway, on that note, it's probably time to wind things up here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed episode 8 of the Medieval 2 Total War Definitive Edition SSHIP campaign. Stay tuned for episode 9, coming out at the exact same time tomorrow, where we're going to have a battle against the French king. Hopefully, we'll be victorious, and with the prince and the king dead, we might be able to sue for peace. Anyway, thanks guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name's been Simpsy, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.